All right, we are live. It is Monday. It is crafty day. And we are hopping back into this. Hi, Bean. What can I do for you? This isn't really the bean zone. No, let's not do that. Benz, come on. Come on. See, now what are you going to do? Really?
Mr. Beans.
Mr. Bean.
Get down.
Oh, Mr. Bean. Alright, so anyway. Right, we're gonna pick up where we left off. I'm trying to, please excuse the band-aid. Mr. Bean got my finger from like here, like above my cuticle, like down where nail meets finger and the tip of it. So, we have a band-aid today. I think I was gonna like start to work on this guy, but I don't know what color I want to make him yet. I was kind of thinking maybe like, I don't know, maybe shades of purple? That might be fun. I don't have that many shades. Well, I mean, if I go into the other box, I've got all kinds of purple, but I'm also trying to make sure I don't pick a color that's going to clash with that too bad. I could go to the color cube. We could do that. I haven't used those colors yet. Let me grab the color cube here. The color cube. Let's see. Where do we have some purples? Let's see. Some of these definitely look like duplicates. I could be wrong, though. This has a color on it. Maybe that. Maybe these two? Okay, so I have to remember those came from that one. Okay, so how about we start with the dark color? I'm not quite sure how much I'm going to need here. Probably a decent little bit. Like this might be too much, but we will see. Dog was mad because he didn't get to go places this morning. This time change, man. I'm so tired. I haven't been sleeping. It's not fun times, but you know. Is what it is, I guess. Mm. That split beautifully. I have not used this thread yet. This is the first time I've used this one. I think I need the threader for this one though. This guy's a little small. I mean, he goes through the threader goes through the needle eye wonderfully. The cats are catting in the background, sorry. Didn't think it was supposed to storm today, but to our south is under a severe thunderstorm watch. Our day is supposed to be Tuesday into Wednesday again, so I don't know if we are going to be streaming on Wednesday yet. Kind of depends on the doggo, because the other night when we had the storms real late, he got real upset. Excuse me, no. Hey. Both of them. Cow's ripping apart my art box, my art cardboard box that I'm storing stuff in. Hell no. Don't be doing that, Mr. Cat. Okay, so I am back to being upside down here. So, apologies for that. Not sure if that's really the right spot where I want to be, but we're gonna go with it. I got a new hoop holder because the arm, I had to have the husband help me tighten it because I wasn't tightening it enough, the arm that I'm attached to right now. And it was just kind of flopping all over the place. So, I'm like, well, this isn't gonna work if the only way I can really use this is when he's here to tighten it. I mean, for this project, it's fine, right? Because the main purpose is just another hand, essentially, to hold this up so I can get my arm under it. Whoop, that was not... Oh dear. What? Oh dear. What did I do down here? Oh, we have a knot. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I fucked up earlier. Oh no. Oh, Nee, what did you do? You did a dumb. Wow. Holy cow. Okay, there's part of it. We got part of it. Did we get it? Oh, we got it. Maybe. Oh wait, which direction were we? Direction were we going in? Okay. I think we're okay now. I think. Okay. Think we're okay. That was quite the fuck up there. So hope everybody's doing okay on this Monday. Hopefully your Monday is going well. I've started working on my mom's Mother's Day present. I'm recording that. Oh, jeez. I'm recording, working on that. It's just a chicken embroidery kit. And turns out, surprise, the mother-in-law is going to be here for Mother's Day. Because she got a jury duty summons, and they do jury duty here for like 3 months. 10 days or 3 months. So you could be on call for the entirety of that time and them not need you. So she has to be here in case they decide they need her. So she's here till the beginning of July. Yay. So we need to I need to do something for Mother's Day now. She said she wasn't going to be here for her birthday, which is today, but she is. I don't have anything for that. We don't normally do anything for birthday, though. Husband's making her soup that she wanted to make, but he's mostly doing it for her, so she can't make too big of a mess in the kitchen for us to deal with, is what it's really about. Everything okay?
Uh-huh.
When do you have to start cooking for her?
About 1 o'clock, give or take.
Okay. You should be okay.
Otherwise?
Let me double check, because that was a few minutes ago.
I mean, if it comes to it, we don't need anything in the
No, you're
thing
good
right now, so.
You're good. What was there is gone, and it's all down below Fort Smith now, so
Okay.
it's well out of range.
Okay.
I was surprised that it looked so stormy out there when we got up. Are we supposed to get anything? No, it's mostly to our south today. Tomorrow is another story, though. Oh man, it's gonna be a sleepless night tomorrow night. Oof. Mostly because of the doggo. Doggo doesn't like storms. We had to carry him around the house the other night to keep him from climbing stuff. We didn't get anything super severe. We were fortunate to not get any of that. Oklahoma near us got nailed pretty good. I was worried the zoo had taken some damage, but I believe it went north slightly of the zoo, I think. Oh, what is happening? How did we get... Are we really... No, we're just being bunchy. Okay. Let's see. What the heck? Like, we just fixed ourselves here, did we not? Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's see. Maybe we just need a reset here. Maybe we just need a quick reset. Somehow, those strands got a little bit longer. Everybody else. Okay. Let's see how we do with that. I don't want to get caught up in that joint on the keyboard tray again, because that doesn't do us any good. I mean, this stuff, at the very least, oh, we're good. I was feeling the other threads around it. At the very least, the stuff hasn't been any worse than the Coates and Clark stuff. And at least with this, I have color numbers. I kind of have to look up this kit to see if this is like DMC thread colors, because I'm not sure. If it is. Okay. Yeah, so I am recording my mom's, and I have to figure out what the heck I'm doing for the mother-in-law. We're gonna pick up some metallic thread. I don't have any. And I'm gonna try to freehand. Well, no, I'm going to try to make my own pattern. I'm not going to do a complete freehand because that's going to be a mess. But I'm going to try to make my own pattern. For her of a butterfly with some metallic thread. I really wish that Michael's Closer to Us had opened already. Won't be open until like the end of April, beginning of May, and that's not going to give me enough time. So I'd like to see the stuff in person, but there was a pack of it on Amazon. What side am I on? I think I'm on this side. I don't know. Was I silly going with purple on this? Maybe. But I was originally thinking, oh, maybe we do orange, but orange felt a little bright right up on the pink. What the heck? Alright, I guess we live there now. Wasn't quite sure where the needle was at. But the one I'm doing for my mom for Mother's Day is when I got the Christmas kits. When I got the one I'd made for her for Christmas, it had a set of 3 in there. So instead of making all 3 for her for Christmas, because she got some other stuff, it wasn't just that. I made one of them. I gave her one kit as it was to see if she wanted to try to do it. I wasn't sure if she could see enough to do it, but I gave her one uncompleted one in full kit form. And the last one I kept to hold on to for Mother's Day specifically, because my brain thought ahead about it. So the price wasn't so bad, because like each project that came in the kit was individually packaged. So I think it was $9.99, $12.99, something like that, for 3 projects with the thread. And I was like, you know what? For 3 potential gifts, that's not so bad. Not really. Not when you break it down like that. So I've picked out the one I kind of want to do for Christmas for her. So, wait, did I? Yeah, I think so. And I believe I picked out one for his aunt and his mom for Christmas, I think. And we haven't bought them yet. The trouble with those two is that we never know if they're gonna be here. And they're talking about having a small apartment built on her sister's property, so I don't know A, how long that's going to take, or B, if it's actually going to happen. I guess they don't have to be in the RV all the time. I guess. Now, I still... Oh, had that wrapped around my finger. I still want to, like, come back and try to outline everybody in black. I don't know when I'm going to do that. I mean, part of me's like, I should really do that now. And I'm like, I don't know. What the heck did I just do? Really? No. Frickin' hell. Really? We're gonna not right there. I think. There we go. It's like, come on now. Like, don't be difficult, please. So I don't know how long it's going to take me to finish my mom's. I've been trying to work on that the past couple of nights after dinner. Just because I know how much I have to get done here in a fairly short amount of time. And I know people like, it's early March, but you still have a month. Yeah, but it takes time to do this stuff. What's it? There we go. Like, stuff takes time to make. You can't just, like, blink and have it done. This is not something that you can, let go until the week before, especially when you've got two now. And since I'm caught up on all of my other project prep, I believe I have enough tissue paper prepped for when we're done this needle felt. I've got a fair amount of yarn prepped for needle felting right now. So I feel pretty good with our project prep at this very moment. Well, let's start working on this. If it's done early, it's fine. It can sit to the side and hang out, and then I can move on to something else. Like outlining the sky. So I'm sure y'all don't really want to see me do that. Even though we've had a couple of funny snags with this thread, this just feels like it's behaving better, all things considered, than the other stuff. So this was the multi-thread color box that I had gotten for Christmas that I just hadn't gotten into yet. I was like, oh, maybe I should use this other stuff first and save the cube for when I'm done with this stuff. Wasn't really where I wanted to come up, but it's easier than fighting. Now, the question is, do I want to make that a stylistic choice? And leave the gap there. I want to fill that gap in. That I don't know. I hear Bean and Ed. All the animals must be feeling themselves for spring because there's a new cat that's kind of shown up outside that we've not seen before. Not really sure where they belong, but they've been hanging around and they'll meow outside. One day they were meowing at our door, and as soon as we opened the door, they took off running. We're not sure if they're looking for the outside cat that hangs around here or if they were looking for food. But they're They seem terrified of us. Uh-oh. I don't know where that came from. Cats! Not sure which side I was on. We're on this side now. I got distracted. Sorry, I keep sliding this thing all over. The arm is wiggly at the moment. And I'm just kind of using the arm, it's not like super tight, to prop it up off the desk here. Tell you, this new weather pattern can screw right off. My neck is pissed. Although that could just be the way I'm sitting.
Hey.
What?
He's being a little bastard and I was trying to play with him, but he's being a vicious bastard today.
Well, yeah, I think spring is getting everybody all wound up here. How do I hold it up here? Not sure where I want to be. Let's try there. Alright, so you can kind of see where I'm at here. Kind of. So again, I am upside down. So I can, well, I've got the piece upside down. So I can reach a little bit better. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. If that's what's going to make it easier for you, then that's what you should do. Really? All the way over there. Must be a thin bit of glue in that spot because it did not want me to come up. Where I was planning on coming up. Well, I will say that the thread from the cube that we got from Amazon is behaving better than that Coats and Clark stuff from Walmart. It's not tangling nearly as much, but I will say also this stuff from the cube does have a slight sheen to it. And as I say that, it still didn't really tangle. It did not. I will say, I don't know if that is partially the reason why it seems to be behaving a little bit better. Don't know. I will say, this thing feels like it's miles from me. Like my shoulders are hurting. I'm going to adjust the camera. A little bit up, just because I've pulled this to me a bit. Okay. So why are you on cat duty, husband?
Because he's tormenting Ed.
Well, I mean, as soon as you stop, he's gonna go back to tormenting Ed.
Trying to burn him up with a little energy.
I'd grab the laser pointer then. Because then he'll be running. But then Ed likes playing with the laser pointer too. I'm not really sure what the solution there should be, I guess. But he also didn't get out of the other room till late when your mom woke up, so he seems to be extra wound up when that happens. He has got the most thundery, thuddy feet for a cat.
I still think he suffered some kind of damage.
Yeah, I have to hold him a specific way where, like, I cradle his back feet or he gets upset about being held. So we still have a fair bit of thread here. So I'm gonna take that into our dangly bits here. And we'll see how far that will take us. I did want to start earlier today, so I do apologize for not starting earlier, but I had every intention of being in bed before midnight last night, and it just didn't work out that way. Because I was exhausted. And I still am exhausted. I'm trying to stick with this stream schedule though, because it makes life a little bit easier since we're taking the doggo to the working place in the afternoon. It's either afternoon or after dinner. Now that it's going to be getting dark later, we could go back to after dinner, but he's got it in his head now that we're supposed to go in the early afternoon, but it's going to be getting hot. Right? It's going to be getting too hot to be on the pavement, the blacktop asphalt, pretty soon. Gonna be sirens possibly coming through the microphone here momentarily. Not sure if that was a fire truck or a fire rescue. It didn't quite sound like... Oh, hey, that's the first time I've done that today. Did I just do it again? I might have just did it again. Oh no, okay. So we're gonna have to start transitioning him to it being after dinner now. Or when the pavement has had a chance to cool down a little bit. I've been feeling a little bit guilty that he hasn't been going in the morning lately because we just haven't been able to drag our asses out of bed early enough. We've been going to bed late for various reasons. It kind of started with the storms the other night. And ever since then, we've been having trouble getting to bed early enough. And now tomorrow night looks like it's going to be another overnight storm situation. So husband might need to try to get to bed. Sooner than later that night, because I'm gonna need his help with the dog. Like, he would not sit still on the bed when we snuggled him in his blanket. And the only way we could get him to not be climbing anything was to walk around holding him. And yes, he's a smaller dog, but he's, 20 pounds starts to really get heavy after the first 5-10 minutes. Because he's not easy to hold on to. At all. Not when he's being super amped up and wiggly and panting and shaking and it's kind of like a bumble ball, if you remember those ads for those kids' toys, for like the younger kids' toys that would just vibrate when you held onto them and shake and bounce all over. That's kind of what he turns into during a thunderstorm. He was so good the one day. When it first was starting to rumble throughout the day. And he was fine until we started to get like the house shaking thunder. Then forget it. And we kept trying to explain to the mother-in-law how he gets during a thunderstorm. And I don't think she believed us. Because then at one point, the husband's like, put him in with my mom. So he took him in with his mom to see if that's what would make the doggo happy. And she's like, he won't sit still. He keeps trying to climb on stuff. We're like, yeah, we know. This is what we've been trying to tell you. If it was just the pacing, it wouldn't be so bad, but sometimes he'll go into the bathroom, sometimes he's trying to climb into the tub, because we've had to go into the tub during a couple of tornado warnings, and I don't know if he thinks that every thunderstorm's a tornado warning now, where we need to be in the tub. And I'm like, no, buddy, we don't need to be in the tub this time. Okay, I think I just came up through the wrong spot. Yep. Let's try there. Okay. We've still got a little bit of thread on our needle here. Don't know if I've got quite enough to get this one. But we could try. Oh, wow. That wasn't helpful. In the slightest. It might be raining. Possibly. Give me that. just did that. Okay, sorry, I was trying to do two things at once there. So the little bits on the inside of our jellyfish, I'm gonna do our light purple. See, I didn't really think this through too well. So dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. Okay, so we're good to go. Like every other guy here. At least we should be. It definitely sounds like the road is wet, if nothing else. Let me see here. Make sure it's not lightning. No, maybe it's not. If it's doing something, it's not reaching the ground. We don't have the greatest radar coverage in our area here. It's we're in a little bit of a radar hole. We have to depend on radar from Portsmouth and Tulsa and Springfield to kind of figure out what might be happening. And even then, sometimes it's not picking up stuff. What was it? What weather app was it? Weatherwise. I was looking at, and it was kind of showing showers popping up long before our local TV station's radar was showing anything, and I was like, huh. Like, yeah, but are you actually hitting the ground? I mean, we did get just buckets and buckets of rain the other night when the storms were kicking off, which was great because we really need the rain. Because it has just been so incredibly dry. That was not where I wanted to be. At least I haven't done that too many times today, right? I've only done it a couple so far. Still have a little bit of thread on here. Just not sure if, I guess if it's not enough, we'll just tie off and rethread the needle. Oh. There we go. Everybody wanted to come charging through at once there. as it's liked to do a few times here this morning. Yeah, I was really hoping to start sooner today. But A, we got up late, and B, I had to make our pizza dough. So I couldn't just dive on into stream as soon as I got myself together. I was still kind of scrambling to get stream set up right till like the very last minute there. Whoa, that's not where I wanted to be. So I might have to touch that up a little bit. Okay. Like we're getting there. Our little jellyfish, I guess they're tentacles, right? Our little jellyfish danglies. Okay. Can definitely see him coming to life a bit better there. You can kind of see his shape. Regardless of the string. But it's kind of fun how it's emerging and popping up off of the background here. Oh, well, that's not what I wanted. That isn't quite where I wanted. To come up there. Win some, lose some, I guess. Might have just enough. To get through. This tentacle. Which point? I think I'm gonna tie off. And yeah, so oh, right, let me unclasp there. Okay, yeah. So we didn't really do too bad. I think there was maybe one or two little snags on the back there. And you know what? That's fine. Okay, that should be fairly secured. And like I said, in the end, when we're all done, I'm gonna take some glue. Maybe just add a couple drops of water to it just to thin it just a teeny tiny bit. And then I'm gonna go over the back of our threads back here. Just to make sure that nobody goes anywhere. Now I definitely don't need all of this next color for this, so I might jump to another spot here. Let's see. There, let me how did this like get so uneven? 1, 2, 3. That's crazy. Hmm. All right, there we go. I swear, I feel like I'm the only person that messes up doing knots quite so badly. Okay. Oh, I missed a spot that I did not realize. And that guy there. Alright, that's better. Alright, and we can see pretty good there. Yeah, okay. Hopefully my big head's not in the way too much. I'm like, what? Don't tell me I've knotted it again. Already. Because good grief, Charlie Brown. There's like a little fuzz. You know, the cat's fur. I guess it could be Zuzu. Snuffles doesn't really seem to shed all that much. Although Zuzu doesn't seem all that shitty either, oddly enough. Probably cow. Since he likes to jump up where my project hangs out. When I'm not working on it. So how is everybody doing today? I think we'll be fine for stream tomorrow. Just on a side note, don't know about Wednesday. That is going to depend on how mushy my brain is and how bad the storms are. And if we actually get them. Because sometimes we don't actually get them. Like, was waiting for them all day Wednesday. And we didn't get anything till like after midnight. Anything significant. But that kind of felt like, of course, because I had preemptively canceled the stream because nobody knew what time they were going to start. So I was like, yeah, that lines up about right. Really? I think that was my mom. Oh. Russell just did the dishes. He just finished everything and it's heavy. What happened?
Oh, nothing. She just can't help herself but knocks it back into the sink that I just washed.
How much stuff fell?
Only a couple things. Not that big a deal.
Did she leave it in the sink, or was she trying
Yes.
to pick it up?
That's why I was going up to check. Then she left it in the sink, and I saw the thing.
My mom and his mom are not the greatest when it comes to kitchen stuff. She would be like, oh, well, the sink looked clean. I'll just put it back in the rack. Without even rinsing it. At the very least. There we go. Did she say what she wants for dinner?
She did not say. I did not ask yet.
My mom loves bread, but she won't eat pizza half the time when I make it. And we make pizza a lot because it's fairly cheap for us to make. For how filling it is. Since I do dough from scratch and all. Okay, do we want to use this purple? Anywhere else? At the moment. While I've got it on the needle. Don't really know. Like, I wouldn't mind a little bit of purple in one of the fishes, but I don't know if I want this purple. We could use it in another spot later on. There's still a fair amount of it on the needle. So I might just sieve what we haven't used and put it back on the card here. Oh, that's not so bad. All right, let me unhook you. All right, you know what? Oh, don't fall off of there. Let me see something real quick. Let me go to DMC. Loss. Okay. I wanted to okay, so let us search. I'm curious. 3837. That didn't do what I was hoping for. Purple loss. Huh. DMC red color 3837. That doesn't help me. That might have the color in it. I'm just curious. Because now I don't know. Loss color 3837. DMC 3837 is a popular ultra dark lavender or deep violet. Ultra dark lavender. Huh. Is that the same one though? It looks a little different on here. So dmc.com. And let me see here. Ultra dark lavender. That didn't help me at all. TMC floss ultra dark lavender. I might have spelled lavender wrong. 3837. Are you going to let me see your details? It's ultra light lavender. Hmm. 3837. I mean, mine looks a bit different than that. So I don't know if it's dye lot. I don't know. I'll have to dig more into that later. I was just curious and figured I would satisfy my curiosity. No, I don't want you to go under that one, please. So I would try to satisfy my curiosity there. I didn't really want you to go under the pink, but okay. Sure, I guess. I mean, you're under it now. Alright. That should probably be secure enough. Probably. Okay. So I'm gonna tuck this guy onto the same color card. I have more bobbins, but these ones are going back in a specific box, so. Alright, so we'll grab this 210 color. I'm not sure what color 210 is. It's probably a light lavender. Alright, we will go with this one. Oh, these aren't plastic. These are cardboard. Oh, okay. That explains why the one was a little bent. Okay. Two, three. Alright, looks like I've got 3 on each side. I'm doing 3 strand. I mean, I could do 6, but I don't really think I need to do 6 here, but if you would rather do 6, that is completely up to you. This is the easiest thread yet again to split. Like, I wasn't sure if that first one was just kind of like a fluke with its splitting, but no. This one split pretty easily as well. Alright. So I kind of took an old Altoids container from the husband. I think he was gonna use it for something. I'm like, are you using this? And he's like, I guess you can have it. It's like, I can get another one. And oh my goodness. Did we stop splitting there? Thank you. And I kind of turned it into my little travel needle holder. So I took some of my stronger glue that I've used in the past for attaching magnets to like the back of the wood slices when we made those and stuff. And 1, 2, 3. Oh, hold on, I've messed that up. And glued that into the bottom of the Altoids container. 1, 2, 3. And let that dry. So now whenever I put loose needles in it, they cling to my magnet. Alright, that seems fairly secure. Not the prettiest knot, but okay. And so I've got got at least a package of needles in there, varying sizes. I've got the 2 needles that I have in use at the moment in there. Well, I mean, this was one of them. And then the one I'm using on my mom's one, I'm using 2 different needly friends right now. Stuck in there, I've got a needle threader. Actually, I think I have a couple needle threaders in there. I've got like 2 different types. Oh. Now, you don't have to do this two-toned. You do it however you want. If you wanted it to have stayed all the solid dark purple, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not sure what would have been the better way to fill this guy in. Oh, uh-oh. We have our first big tangle. Just a second, you guys. Okay. Let's see here. I was gonna say, be careful flaunting that around 'cause it's present.
Yeah,
Okay. let's see here. Up through there. It wasn't too bad of a tingle. That was an easy one to work through. Oh, dang it. Let's see. I can pick this up through the right spot now. Okay. My finger is stuck in the thread back there. Somehow I managed to loop it around my finger. There. And then here the mother-in-law was asking about my new project. My new embroidery hoop stand. She says she wants to get back into embroidering herself, but and she's like, I don't have the patience for that. And then she's trying to give me her stuff. I'm like, I'm good. I've got stuff, and that's your stuff. You said you wanted to do it again. And then she saw this stand. And I think she still has access to see what we've ordered on Amazon. Or Russell told her, I'm not sure which. Either's entirely possible. I'm not sure if I'm in a different hole there. I might not be. No. Didn't feel like a different hole when I was coming back up. There we go. That should be a different spot there. Unfortunately, we're gonna have some more sirens here in just a minute. That might come over the mic, I'm not sure. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. That one like just barely blipped. That was an ambulance. Dang it. It's trying to come up a little bit closer without being in the same hole. I was getting a little bit better with that. Seems to be situational. As with most things, I suppose. I think this bit that's going in now is part of the stencil. But like I said, I'm gonna come back and kind of re-outline everybody. In black when I'm done, just to kind of crisp up everybody's outline, and then I'm going to repaint this outer this section in here, the outer border, with a matter black. Because that is what I am thinking is going to work out a little bit better here. You know, I'll just have to be like super duper careful not to splatter any paint anywhere. So I'm probably gonna need to get the tiniest bit of thread to finish the tentacles, because I probably don't have enough. Although, well, yeah, I don't know, because it's not the same length as the dark purple. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. We are just working on those last 3 tentacles on this guy. Everything okay?
Uh-huh.
Let me guess, she wants one now.
Huh?
I said, let me guess, your mom wants one.
I don't know, but I told her proof I can use it by actually.
Yeah, like, start working on a project. It wasn't a cheap investment. It pained me to have to buy another one deeply. But I am actually going to use mine. Don't you have to start her stuff?
Soon.
Ah, get out of there, finger. I don't know if you heard me or not, but this thread from Amazon in the cube is working much better than the stuff from Walmart. It's not tangling nearly as much.
That's good.
But this stuff also has the slightest sheen to it, and I don't know if that's why. Because the this might be DMC. Or at least they were trying to use their color numbers. It looks like. Though I'm not sure I quite agree with the color on the website as opposed to what's on this card, unless like dye lot changed, but we will see. So I know dye lots can change. And the color might be off on that monitor, because I was trying to turn it off on the monitor button because it scrambled on me again the other night, and I think I ended up in a thing that was changing the colors on it. This is a stupid menu. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do single strand, maybe I'll do double strand. Well, if I'm gonna do double strand, I might as well do triple. No, maybe we'll do double when I come back and outline everybody. Just to try to clean up the edges a little bit more. Now I am kind of zoomed in. This is a 10 by 20 canvas. But I zoomed in a bit. A, so you don't have to see my messy ass desk. And B, so you can actually see, sort of see what we're doing. Man, traffic's really loud today. I don't know if spring break started here yet. feel like it's not towards, it's like towards the end of the month here. Why are you being silly? You look like you're snagged on something. I don't know what you would be snagged on. Tell you what. It might be like the tiniest knot that happened. Right where we pulled up. I'll tell you, this weather snapping back and forth like the Saturday. Is it Saturday? No. Friday? One of the past couple of days. It was 76. For the high, and then our low was like 34. I was like, what is happening? And my joints just hurt so very much. Alright, never mind. Thought one of the parentals needed something again. Because they both always seem to need stuff when I am streaming. Alright, give me 1 second. I need to stand up here. Ooh. Is Bean back to being out and about?
Well, last I saw, he was out and about.
The leggies just hurt. Everything just aches for some reason. The leggy joints they just hurt. Okay. So I am on that end. Right, so I'm just gonna pop over this way. It does mean I waste a little bit of thread. Popping over to here, but it's not so bad. So what is everybody working on? What y'all up to? I'm perfectly fine with being your background buddy. Nothing wrong with that. I usually have some kind of background buddy playing when I'm trying to get work done. Like sometimes my brain needs the extra task, even if I'm not really listening to the background buddy. Sometimes it's the only way that I can really focus on stuff. So sometimes it's music, but sometimes the music just gets annoying. So other times it'll be a different different live streamer or vlogger, podcast, something like a documentary series running where I'm kind of listening to it, but I'm also kind of ignoring it. Sometimes it'll be stuff that I've seen before, so it's just background noise. So I know I'm not really missing anything. Like my brain will check into it every so often to hear where they're at. Is that the right spot? It's right enough. Okay. Oh, they didn't anger Moobot, so I didn't hear it. Alright, I think I need to bump that down a little bit. Alright, hold on, let me deal with this real quick. Alright. Oh, dang it. That's not what I wanted. Hit the wrong button. The big purple button, not the other button. Okay. Let's pop up into here. I mean, I guess you don't need to see the entirety of the project at the moment, just kind of where we are currently working at. Like, it would have been amazing if I picked up some pink thread there. It would have been amazing if the new holder was big enough to hold this one, but it wasn't. I probably would have needed a floor stand for this one. And didn't want to pay for a floor stand right now. Because some of those are pretty expensive. I mean, this new one was a little bit painful for me, but I mean, it wasn't like super bad, but I hadn't wanted to spend more money right now. It will make my life a bit easier, which in turn might mean the project goes a little bit faster than I am getting it for, so. I'll have to see how I need to set the camera up for it. Because it literally arrived this morning as I was getting ready to go live for this, so I haven't really had a chance to fuss about with it too much. Probably what I'll be doing tonight. Oh jeez, what happened there? There we go. The way the light was hitting that, I did not see where the needle was coming up. Well, now the sun looks like it's trying to come back out. Let's try that. I come up through the hot glue. Like, oh, that's not quite what I wanted. Oh, so jealous. Some of the Michaels locations are doing their $10 blind clearance box stuff. They were getting rid of like some Christmas clearance. I would have loved to get my hands on one of those. But they probably sold out quickly, and I didn't want to be in the car for an hour to get there and them not have any left. You know? And that's an hour one way. At least the new Michaels that's coming into our area to kind of fill the gap of Joanne's being gone will be like a half an hour from here, roughly. So that's a little bit easier to do than an hour one way. Uh-oh. What are you doing to me here? There we go. So you're gonna make a liar out of me after I just said you were behaving better than the other thread. Don't be doing that. I think we might have just... Oh gosh, now I'm like... way too close, sorry. Is that the same hole? No. Yes. Yes, it was. Let's try that spot. Almost have that gap filled in. Super helpful if I could like maybe stop doing that when I don't want to do that. Wait. Why do I have... There we go. Why is there extra thread hanging out under here? It doesn't feel like it should be there. I mean, I'm not super surprised it's gonna take us most of today's time to get this guy done. But at the same time, I'm also kind of mad that it's taken me this much time to get there. Maybe mad's not the right word. Frustrated because I wanted to get a little bit more than this done today, but I think we have a date with a doggo soon. Were you gonna start her stuff?
Yeah.
We should be having a doggo date in a little bit here. So I also have to figure out how far down we're gonna take this shade of blue before I swap to a different shade of blue. That was a little further out than I really wanted to be. But what I can do about it now that it's there. At the moment, I'm just hoping I have enough on this needle to finish up this little bit here. I think it should, but stranger things have happened. Alright. So So are we taking him tonight after? Oh no, we can't because you have D&D. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna have to do it this afternoon. How are we doing on toner?
Fine.
Okay. We don't print stuff very often, which is why we went with the laser printer after having inkjets before. And the ink, like, drying up and solidifying in the cartridge because we don't print very often. It was becoming such a waste of money. And I certainly don't have the money to spend on ink to do prints or anything myself. What if I cross you back up that way? How's that sound? That looks a little bit better. Okay, for you. Oh, we're gonna have just enough. Well, that worked out. Nope, nope, nope. Ah! So there might be some spots that I end up touching up with a little bit of black paint in the end. Like some spots that I accidentally poked through where I didn't want to be. Excuse the pretty shirt that I've got on. I didn't want a good shirt getting full of flour earlier. So this isn't like the best fitting shirt, that's for certain. Okay, that should probably be good there. And that's not really enough to really do much with. So put that in its discard. Alright, so that's not so bad. Got a little guy hanging out up there. We do have a fishy friend. We need to figure out what colors we want our fishy friend here. Oh. And I don't know what colors I want to do our fishy friend in at the moment. Let's see. What color would be good for a fishy friend? Let's see. Maybe. Can we go like a yellow? If we do go yellow. Just keeping track of my needle. What shade of yellow do we want to go with? Okay, so I think I've got a color decision made. We're gonna go with the other box. I mean, this thingy is not bad. It's definitely a bit compact. I don't know how I feel about the clasps on it, though. They don't feel that secure. So I think maybe this guy and maybe this guy. I think we'll start with this guy. So I'm not sure. I might. I'm not sure how I'm gonna double color him. Might be too much. So this is back to the Coates and Clark thread that we got from Walmart. I don't know if they had some more multi-packs of thread when I was there last. I don't know if it was from the same company though, because they didn't have the same packs that I have gotten previously. I don't know, now this stuff is untwisting better than it has been previously. Maybe I was just too tight-handed. Entirely possible. Entirely. Most of the time it is user error on my end. More often than not. Alright, I set that up there. I hate how bunchy this shirt is. Let's see. Nope, you're not going to cooperate. Sometimes I can get it through the eye. And other times it's just like, nope, I'm going to fight you every step of the way. And 3. Okay. We are back up here. Don't know if this is the right. Oh, careful fingers. I don't know if that's like really the right color choice that we've gone with, but it's what we've gone with. So it is our color choice now. And I am kind of like up here on the very edge, so I'll try to make sure that I don't pull it to myself too much. We probably won't get this guy done, this fish done today. I was really hoping to spend some non-streamed time working on this guy, but that won't happen now until Mother's Day gifts are done. Okay. That did not want to pull through there. And if I wasn't trying to stay on camera, I could just kind of have this section hanging off the edge of the desk. Right, but that is not the case at the moment. Okay. Oh, we're starting to see it. Turn into something, right? Ever so slowly. Okay. You can kind of see where the canvas starts to bulge upwards a little bit when you're trying to pop your needle up through, so you kind of have an idea of where you're at. Kind of. It's not always where I think it is, but just try to sew my finger to the back of the canvas. Let's not do that. Because that's not going to do anybody. One lick is good. Okay. This guy. Oh, that was the same hole. And then we will cross over and fill that in that way. That's how you're going to be. Whoop, whoop, don't do that. Let's not. get quite that silly. I mean, so far, today, I'm not doing too bad. We got the one little jelly guy done. We got this fishy started. So I'm thinking next week we will finish filling in the blue around this fishy guy. And then try to move over. Oh, that wasn't a good time. We will try to move over and get some of the water here. So I think maybe these couple in here will get the lighter kind of blue. Before I swap over to the more like medium blue I picked out. Really where I wanted to be, but kind of made the hole big enough where I didn't really feel like I had much of a choice there. Where are we? Way back there. And like I said, I know the edge is kind of meh. So I will be addressing that towards the end. Of working on things here. I can kind of see them. At least part of them slowly emerging from the darkness. I think we'll do this section. Now we could also add some of the yellow on top of this if we really wanted to. But I don't know if that's what I want to do here. I think that's bits of the gesso flaking off. Which is why I want to come back in and like outline everybody, clean everybody up a little bit. When we are all done, or at least as I'm going. And then the black outline will kind of help give it that mosaic feel. Or, ooh, that's a lot of black thread though. That might solve a small issue though. I could fill in the background with black. Entirely. I mean, pain in the ass for sure. Hands up, pain in the ass. But if I'm gonna be coming back in and outlining it anyway, maybe I can just pick up some extra black thread. See, you know, when I had been working on something some time ago, I had an entire pack of half black, half white embroidery thread. And then I was like, when I was cleaning out everything before I got it into my idea, that idea in my head to actually try embroidering, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna need this. And I think I got rid of it because I can't find it now. Unless it's just shoved in one of my art drawers. And I'm just not seeing it. But I might have gotten rid of it. They wanted me to go through stuff and get rid of stuff that I didn't need or donated or whatever. I remembered having it, and now I don't know what happened to it. The only thing I can think of is that I was like, oh, I decided I didn't need it after all, or Didn't need the remainder. And I must have gotten rid of the remainder. It's the only thing that I can come up with in my brain for what happened. Okay, so this is going to be a little tricky here. In this exact spot. I'm not sure how I want to. Oh, dang it. Not sure how I want to fill this spot in. Here. This guy filled in here as best as we can. Fill that spot. Come up through there. And then, okay. Hopefully this isn't the same hole. All right, let me bring that down to there. You were not in the right spot. All right. Oh. pop up here. And one more spot. Okay. All right. So we've got a little bit left on here. So I'm thinking this guy we do the yellow. We could do yellow to like here. And then we can pick back up with the purple. And we could do our eyeball in the yellow. And this guy is our little bottom fin. So let's, dang it. See if I have enough. Thread here to get through. This section. I know that's a crazy sounding idea. And it wasn't what I originally intended to do. But I'm not super happy with how the gesso is flaking here. And I think that might be my easiest solution. So I think when I grab the metallic thread or the mother-in-law's gift, I am going to grab what the heck happened back there? I think I'm gonna grab a pack of black. Excuse you. Rude? Come on now. Then I can definitely fill that in around everybody. and not have to worry so much about the accidental pokes. Because I should be able to cover everybody. At least in my brain. I feel like I should be able to. So I think that is going to be our plan. I did have a snag back there. You know, I thought I did. But then I was like, nah. Probably feeling something else. Okay, that should be good there. Like I said previously, I'm gonna come back in and glue all the strings down in the back just to be certain that nobody's going anywhere. I mean, I felt a little bad cutting that because we still had a little bit left on there, but at the same time, I slide that guy out of the way. Alright, so we're starting to get our little fishy guy outlined there. And it's not looking too bad, I think. Like I said, I wish I could have gotten more done today. We probably could have... Oh, my back just clicked. I probably could have gotten a little bit more done today if I had started a little bit sooner, but, you know. I mean, we might be able to do white on the eyeball and a little bit of black on it. Maybe. Maybe. I'll have to think about that for next week. But we did get this little jelly guy done, and we got him started. And we'll see how this progresses. I think this guy, like right here, is going to be my cutoff before we come back and start working our way further down. I've got a couple more blue blobs in here around the top of this fish before I cut off to the darker blue. So next week we'll try to finish up this guy. And then I've got some blue blobs around in there that need to get filled in. And then some blue blobs in here. I don't know that we'll have time to work on the fish. It also depends on what time we start next week. So this is my little, not sponsored by Altoids. See, I've got some extra needles in here. I've got some needle threaders, some extra white thread, and then they just kind of lock onto my magnet in there. Oh, I've got a seam ripper too, so. Will you fit in there? Will you? Oh, you do fit in there. Oh, that's perfect. I didn't try that before. Okay. So, I will see everybody hopefully tomorrow for needle felting. Weather permitting. Should be okay, I think. We'll see. I don't think we're gonna get the weather till later in the day, but again, we'll have to play it by ear, because if doggo starts freaking out, I'm gonna have to drop everything and deal with the doggo. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. We might be able to get it in. As always, keep an eye on Blue Sky, so if I have to cancel before stream starts, I will post there. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their Monday, and it's not quite so bad of a Monday. Don't forget to follow social links down below. That will take you to the Ko-fi, the Blue Sky, and the YouTube channel. I'm gonna have a run of Little Known Galaxy going up right now. Today is the 9th for anybody who's listening to this live. My microphone had malfunctioned and wasn't getting picked up in the next couple of Little Known Galaxies that are going to post. I do have a side note attached to those ones, and I didn't notice that it wasn't picking up because where the volume was, like my little volume audio mixer was showing me the game volume, and I didn't realize that was the game volume. I thought that was my mic, and didn't realize till when I was toward the end of that batch of recordings, because I record them in blocks where I will take a day and try to record as much as I can for that day. And then yeah, so that happened because of course it did. So there's 4, 5 episodes where it's just gameplay, and I didn't have the time to record any commentary over top of it, and I was like, you know what, screw it. It's just gameplay without commentary on these few episodes. But I've got a few back-to-back Little Known Galaxies coming up this week because of the weather last week. We had to miss a stream, and then just the way the streams have been lining up. I wanted like a couple days buffer. I don't know how long that'll last, but we'll see. Because, without doing 5 streams a week and only doing 4, then I have to kind of figure out if I'm gonna do 3 Little Known Galaxies or 2, and we'll see. But I will see everybody tomorrow, hopefully, for needle felting. Again, enjoy the rest of your afternoon. And until next time, you guys, have a good one.